introduce yourself.
Hey, this is Roy Cannaday, and I am the designer of Last Light. I also do a lot of board game media stuff. I ran a podcast for several years, and I actually am a full-time editor at the Dice Tower, a company that reviews tons of board games. I edit lots of videos and do lots of live production for media there as well, but I really enjoy game design as well.
How did you get into game design?
So I grew up playing games, and I always felt like I could make my own games. I ended up trying to tinker with like making different things as I grew up, and I played a ton of like role-playing games and D&D and Magic the Gathering and Gamma World and lots of different collectible card games and role-playing games. But when I was introduced into board games, I thought there was something special there that I thought I could maybe bring something to life, and I thought it'd be amazing to design a board game. And I listened to tons of amazing podcasts, like the Plaid Hat podcast used to talk about tons about prototyping games and designing games, and listening to Tom Vassell at the Dice Tower's Board Game University segment, where he talked about talked to different designers about how they designed games, and the way games are designed really inspired me to design my own games.
Tell us about Last Light.
So Last Light is a fast-paced Space 4X game set right before the heat death of the universe. That means all the other stars in the galaxy have gone out, and all these different alien civilizations are drawn to this star system like moths to a flame, trying to gather light. You're racing to gather 20 light. The game is super fast with this cool board that rotates, and all the actions are simultaneous, and it has all of that 4X stuff that makes 4X good, where you're building up your civilization, getting new technologies, trying to go out there and expand your colony and be able to wipe out your opponents and claim victory.
What makes Last Light unique?
So the things that make Last Light unique is the fact that all of the actions in the game are extremely simultaneous. I tried to make it from the ground up, basically, that you could take your turns at the same time. So basically everybody's going to be playing out an action card and resolving those action cards, whether it means mining to gather more resources, or getting technologies to upgrade your civilization, or being able to move your ships around the board. It's built to be able to work where you can do this stuff at the same time, making you take tons and tons of meaningful decisions and do them in a very small amount of time. So it feels like you're playing like 4 hours worth of game when you're only playing 1 hour worth of game. So I really wanted that depth of gameplay and meaningful decisions in there. Another thing that's really unique is the fact that the board itself rotates. So in most area control games, you're always fighting against your neighbors, or you are always static and you can kind of like turtle down and hold your location. In this one, it's really hard to turtle because the areas you control are going to float in front of your opponents. And also the opponents from all around the board are going to float in front of you. So there's always somebody new in your way. So the rotating board mimicking a star system is another thing that makes it very unique.
What inspired you to design Last Light?
So even as a kid growing up, I really enjoyed 4X games. I played a ton of Age of Wonders and Masters of Orion and Age of Empires and Civilization, and all of these games really inspired me to be excited about the 4X genre. And I'm a really big fan of a lot of other 4X tabletop games out there. I mean, there's so many awesome ones that are like these big, sprawling, epic games, and I really wanted to make one that you could actually play in a single game night, but would still have those depth of decisions that you'd be able to take lots of meaningful actions. It's really hard to have a short game feel like it's fulfilling in a 4X genre, but the fact that I worked this out to where it's simultaneous means that you can really dig into all of the mechanics and build up the civilization the way you want to. And there's so many amazing designers that helped inspire me to get into game design. Like I've had a ton of fun working with lots of people from all over the industry. Lots of different publishers have looked at the game, and lots of different people have given me input and their thoughts, and they've really inspired me to come and make something that's awesome. There's so many amazing game designers in this industry, and I'm hoping to put something out there that it not only stands apart in the genre and just helps people be excited about the 4X genre in general. The theme inspiration, it's kind of like interesting. I'm really into like the science behind like the way the universe is going to end, and the way the stars move and galaxies and gravity and all that stuff. And I really wanted something that would be unique. The fact that we have this star system with a rotating board where it's like these planets are going around a star, and the whole heat death thing. I'd watched a YouTube video that basically explained like how the heat death of the universe was going to work out, and how humanity could be on the very edge of the civilization trying to survive. And to me, I was like, well, there could be all sorts of different alien races trying to fight over that last light that is in the universe. So that's how I came up with the theme of Last Light.
Why Kickstarter?
So I definitely wanted this game to look crazy and sprawling, and even when it was in its prototype form, a lot of people were like, holy smokes, that game looks crazy, that game looks amazing. And I was super excited to have like these 3D planets with this whole rotating board and all of that stuff. And I showed it to several different publishers that normally go through the traditional publishing method, and they were struggling with the cost of production and things like that. So Kickstarter is definitely the route that I need to go with this game, so that way we can make the product that we envisioned. And I've partnered with Gray Fox Games, and I'm really excited about Josh, the development team, and Shane, the head of Gray Fox, their vision for Last Light and how they're going to make it look visually stunning, and the gameplay is going to be stunning as well. And we're going to put that together and hopefully make an epic experience on your table. So Kickstarter is definitely the only way we could make this game possible, because we have to be able to have the money up front to be able to produce an epic looking experience for you to have on your table that plays in a quick amount of time. So that's why we've chosen Kickstarter for our route to production.
How can we find out more?
So if you want to find out more about Last Light, you can definitely check out the Gray Fox newsletter. You'll be able to check out, we'll definitely be announcing different stuff when Last Light comes out. You can also check us out on Board Game Geek. There is a page there for Last Light. It would be super awesome if you check that out and subscribe to the page. Of course, you'll get updates when people post things about Last Light and when any new videos come out or playthroughs come out or any things like that. We definitely have announced Last Light early because we are not going to be kickstarting the game until early 2021. So the main reason we did this is because we really want to get the word out there and also give people an opportunity to play the game. I've been working tirelessly to run tons of demos on Tabletop Simulator. I got the whole game, put it on Tabletop Simulator, and put it in a place where people can play, and hopefully people can come in and enjoy the game and decide if it's something that actually works for their friends and family. It really stinks that like people can't try out Kickstarter games very easily before they choose whether or not they want to back it and become a part of the project. But I'm trying to get the word out there, trying to get as many people in the public to be able to play the game so that way they can make an informed decision and let other people know that it's something that works for them and it's exciting to play. So hopefully you can have a variety of opinions and hopefully even be able to play the game before you actually decide whether it's something that's going to work for you.
Any final thoughts?
So yeah, I'm definitely extremely grateful for the opportunity I've been given to be able to produce and design this game. I'm definitely excited and thankful to Gray Fox for taking on this project. It's going to be super awesome, the vision that we have shared together that we're going to bring to the table. And there's been so many amazing designers that have helped lead the way in the industry to make awesome, exciting, thematic games that have this cool aesthetic presence on the table, and there's just so many people that have inspired me to be able to design these sort of games. I'd be nothing without the community out there. There's been so many people rallying behind this game already. I'm definitely excited about the buzz that's been created so far. I'm definitely excited to hopefully have the opportunity to have you be able to play the game on your table. So thanks so much for joining me for this little interview session here, and hopefully you will check out Last Light when it comes to Kickstarter early 2021. Thanks.